Chris Golic of the Heads Up program joining us. Armen Levack, 104.5 The Team. Chris Golic, also the wife of Mike Golic. How's that going for you?
How's that going for me? It's been 20-some years, so I guess it's going well.
I think I gotta do it. I mean, you were so confident that Notre Dame would beat Northwestern.
Oh my gosh! Okay, you're the first person to bring that up.
Am I really?
Yeah. Well, the day is young though, so.
Well, we do the Mike and Mike Rewind 5:45 every day on the show.
Okay.
And we went right to you were the rewind that day, and it was your confidence and everything. We're like, all right, I respect you for backing it up,
right?
And I respect you for coming through on the bet. I mean, that was.
It's really scarred our family though. My poor son, counseling is going to be long and hard for him because he had to take the photos.
Well, the problem becomes that the wagers always grow.
They do.
How in the world can the Golic family compete with that one in the future?
I'm afraid of what could be on the horizon because that was pretty over the top. And I thought I was really confident. I mean, I thought it was a sucker's bet.
Right.
Northwestern beating Notre Dame.
Chris.
I was, and usually I'm not like that, but I felt pretty strong, and I think I kind of got caught up in the heat of the moment, like ripping Greeny and whatnot. So I went with it.
That's okay. We do too.
Yeah.
We don't even see him every day.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm gonna try and high five him today, and hopefully we've got a jug of Purell.
Let him see you wipe your nose or something.
Yeah, I'll be like knuckle deep, and then
because we're reviving the 5. And we've had no problems. Everyone's been completely cool about it, and we know Greeny is going to be our only speed bump.
Yeah. He might need a stretcher after that.
Chris Golic joining us of the NFL Heads Up program. My favorite story about Greeny is that when we were at Bristol a few weeks ago hanging out, because we go a couple times a year.
Okay.
Here we go.
We did our show from the original studio there of 1979. We had a great day, and we're hanging out with the boys on the morning show set. And we went up during a break, said, "Hey, Greeny, how you doing?" I give him a fist bump, and Levack, no fear, shakes his hand. And Greeny, I swear to you, Chris, looks at his hand. Greeny's shaking as he goes in and is shaking the entire handshake. It was very dramatic experience.
Greeny is what you see is what you get with Greeny. I mean, that's really how Greeny is. So
I really thought everything was okay because he did extend his hand as well.
Right.
I should have went knuckles the whole time.
You should have.
I really dropped the ball on that one.
Give him something good today though.
Yes.
I'll do yourself.
I wasn't
like
very.
The butt photo.
Thank God you will never see me in the butt. That's just. I mean, there's no.
Never say never. Mike never thought that either. So
man.
life takes some funny twists.
But the butt photo doesn't happen if you don't have a good woman behind you who's willing to oil you up and take that photo.
Yes.
You guys owned it too. Christmas cards.
We did. Wow. I made shirts and we all wore them and we thought, you know what, it was the highlight of the year basically. So
it really was. But all right, so Heads Up program. Tell us about the Heads Up program. How people can help, how people can learn, and we just tell us all about it.
Yeah. Well, this season will be the 3rd season, and the numbers are great for it. We have about half of the youth leagues across the country have signed up and participated. We've had 150,000 coaches sign up and take the test online for certification, and there's about 750 high schools that are now on board in 44 states. So, I mean, I feel like it was really long overdue, and people were looking for some sort of direction out there, some sort of standards for youth sports, because it's volunteers basically who are doing it, and you might have one guy like Mike who played for a long time, and then you might have a dad who never played but really wants to participate and help out. So it gives you a baseline to know who's coaching your kids and what the fundamentals are that they're being taught, and I think as a parent that's really important. So we have that going on, and then I go around to moms clinics around the country, and I see moms and I talk with them, and because they're the ones who ultimately make the decision. Are my kids going to play football, or are they not going to play football?
Am I going to get them there?
Right. And am I nervous about it? And some moms are, because they hear the worst case scenarios, and they think, I don't want that to happen to my son. And I don't try to convince them to let their kids play football. We just give them information so they can make a solid decision, not based on fear.
So, gotcha. Chris Golic, Mike Golic's wife with Armen Levack on 104.5 The Team. And Chris, why you? I mean, why did you feel like NFL Heads Up program, I want to be involved in this, I want to spearhead this? How did that come about to where your passion was teaching parents around the country about the proper way for their kids to tackle and be involved in football and the proper way going up?
Well, it was funny because my daughter is a junior at Notre Dame right now. So a few years back, one of my good friends said to me, your kids are grown. I was a stay-at-home mom. She's like, well, what are you going to do with yourself? And I said, I think something will come along that'll speak to me, and, I'll know it when the time is right. And about 6 months after that, I got a call asking if I would be interested to be on the advisory committee. And I thought, what am I more qualified to do? My husband played, my kids played.
Right.
I mean, I've been around sports my whole life. And I felt like football was kind of taking a bad rap. You know, they were getting some bad publicity, and I felt like I needed to kind of help balance the scales a little bit and, you know, get out there and try to spearhead the change, because change was overdue. Things were being neglected. So, you know, it's great to be a part of it. And I tell moms, I don't think that there's been a safer time for kids to be involved in football, because we finally addressed some things that needed to be addressed.
And I think, you know, a side shoot from it that I find beautiful is kids are learning to tackle.
Exactly. Well, Mike says, I'm sure you hear Mike harp on the tackling.
Right.
He says it's horrible in the NFL.
Right.
And, you know, that starts when you're young.
Right.
And so these kids, you know, coming up the rank, whether they make it to the NFL or not, there's going to be, you know, a consistent pattern to what they're being taught.
Right.
And that'll make the game better ultimately. So, you know, there's all kinds of little good things that will come from the changes.
Chris Golic, the better half of Mike Golic. What is the website we can get more information of the NFL Heads Up program?
They can go to usafootball.com, and it's, you know, there's information for parents, kids, and organizations if they want to, you know, get their teams on board.
Beautiful.
This is a very Golic media day.
It is.
I can see Mike with one of our affiliates over there, and I met Bob today, Bob Golic.
Yeah.
It turns
you
out
can't get rid of us.
No, well,
we're multiplying.
Well, why would we want to? But it was funny. I think I might be the only Raiders fan on the planet, because one of the guys working with him came running over and like staring at my jersey, because I'm wearing a Raiders jersey today, and he's like, "Are you really a Raiders fan?" I'm like, "All the way back." He goes, "Want to be Bob Golic?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do."
Yeah.
So we were running over, and I also was a big fan of Saved by the Bell, the college years, which he was on. So,
absolutely.
It was cool to meet him. But I thought he was going to come over here and surprise you. Is he funnier than Mike? Who's funnier in real life?
You're a little partial, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, they all have their tendencies. Like,
Right.
Greg's super funny, too, the third brother, and they kind of work well together. They, you know, they kind of fit together really well. So they all have their roles. They're all funny in a different kind of way.
So
but
family reunions are just a big stand-up hour.
yeah, apparently
Yeah.
so.
And how do you supply Thanksgiving with that many NFL big boys in the house?
Yeah, and your kids too.
Well, fortunately, my sister has cooked for us the last few years, so I've kind of been off the hook. So
Good job,
that's the way to
Chris.
do it, is go to someone else's house and let them figure it out, right?
The heads up.
Yeah.
That's, you have the heads up right there to Chris Golic, better half of Mike Golic, at Indie Mom on Twitter as well. We keep updated with it. And hey, thanks for letting us borrow the big
thanks for letting
fella.
me stop by today, too.
Thanks for coming by, and thanks for letting us borrow the big fella for 4 hours every morning. So we
No
love
problem.
him in Albany.
And we got to do it. We got to prove that you're a bigger man than Greenberg. Can I get a high five?
Oh, you absolutely can.
Yes.
We'll rub
Oh, yes.
and everything. Yeah.
That was a moment.
I love it. And if you want to use the Purell, I won't be offended.
Pal, I'm not a Purell person. You know what?
There you go.
I'm not afraid of
Well, see,
germs.
that's how hey, all right.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to.
I have a house full of football players. You think that we're like loaded up on Purell? I mean, seriously.
Right. Rub some dirt on it and get on with your day. I like it.
Exactly,
Chris,
yeah.
thanks for coming by. We appreciate it.
Thanks.